Hey friend, Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com, and today I'm going to tell you the truth about why your recordings and mixes suck.
How's it going, Wagner? Graham? Hello and Happy New Year, music friends. Today we'll be looking at a borderline fascist video from recordingrevolution.com.
Now, before we dive into the truth,
Yeah, that's important. It's the truth, the objective truth, don't you know?
2 words of preface. One, I spend a lot of time every week making videos here on YouTube, content and articles on the blog, and exclusive content in my mailing list, helping you get better sounding recordings and mixes.
Okay, great. Now I know that your word is law.
Preface number 2 is keep in mind that people who love you the most will tell you the truth. They don't want to just tell you what you want to hear because they care about you too much. So even though I don't know many of you personally, I create this content as if I'm your brother. Consider me your younger, older brother who cares about you enough to tell you what you really need to know because I want you to see results.
Okay, so my brother from another mother here, Graham, is going to teach us how we can get quote-unquote results. I'm excited already. By the way, I probably won't be playing his entire video in this one because this isn't a friggin' debate. Okay.
Now let's talk about kind of the context real briefly of my niche. My field is audio education. You can go to any website, mine included, and find tips, tricks, tutorials, product reviews, all that kind of stuff aimed at helping you get better recordings and mixes. And there is a massive underlying assumption there.
Okay, let me stop you for a bit. What you learn in your audio school, like about recording and mixing, does not teach you how to make your music better. What Graham here is teaching is how to make your stuff sound crispy, how to make your kicks pop, how to make your vocals not pop, all that. Throughout this video, Graham seems to get the meaning of good and crispy a bit conflated, just to say the least.
But the underlying thing that I see is that at the end of the day, and I talk about this a lot, and you know it in your heart of hearts to be true, if your recordings aren't any good, your mixes won't be any good. And if your songwriting isn't any good, your recordings won't be any good. And if your performances aren't any good, your recordings won't be any good.
There, that's it. That's the truth bomb. Your mixes aren't bad. Your songs are just objectively terrible, as decided by Graham. Like you go up to him with a rough mix and he's like, nope, that's a bad song. It's not even worth attempting to make it sound crispy. Next time, try making a good song. Then I might impart on you my godly knowledge of song crispifying.
And I hear so many mix critiques, okay? Some of my students, my paid for students, will send me mix critiques. Graham, tell me what's wrong with my mix. How can I make it sound better? And 9 times out of 10, what needs to be improved in the mix isn't possible.
Yeah, that's a bit of a doozy. Like people paying for your service getting turned down because their performances aren't good enough. Like if some kid came in with like a free jazz recording, you'd be like, ah, no, you're playing too badly. Crispy's denied.
It's just not possible. No mixing tip, no mixing trick, no technique, no plugin, no DAW, no nothing will help that mix sound better. Because what the problem is, the reason why that mix sucks and the reason why they're looking for help is they just don't have a good song or they're just not a talented musician. So the truth about why your recordings and mixes probably don't sound the way you want them to sound is that you may not be good enough yet.
Okay, yeah, you're making a lot of assumptions here. Like, the biggest one is that music has an objective quality, which it really doesn't. But, like, this is the first thing that I can provide counterpoints against. So, talented musician. You have to be one to make good music, apparently, according to Graham. No, you don't. Animal Collective, Campfire Songs. They just strummed a guitar for like 40 minutes and made the most beautiful album of all time. The entire genre of free jazz is just people getting really good at pretending they can't play their instruments. And also, you're forgetting the crispiest producer of all time, Deadmau5. He can't play an instrument. Are you gonna leave him out?
That's my life right now, because if I could just play it, I'd play it, but I can't, so I have to draw it.
And I hate to break it to you, but this is the truth, and we know it, but
That's the real kicker. It's just what makes this video so awful. Graham delivers these facts without question to your face, and he is just in the utmost certainty that his word is the objective authority on what music is good.
No one's talking about it enough. I allude to it all the time, but I wanted to dedicate this one video to this topic to give you the brutal honesty so I can help you. If you are not a good singer, then your vocal recordings and mixes will never sound good.
Kids, your voice is fine. Okay, Graham, I'm about to get real obscure on you for just a little bit. So there's this band called Neutral Milk Hotel.
I love you, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you would be hard-pressed to find a best albums of all time list that didn't have Mrs. Potato Head in there somewhere. Do you, Graham, honestly believe that Mrs. Potato Head would have been improved by, like, a super perfect soul singer? Do you think that the lines, I like my neighborhood, I like my gun,
I like my neighborhood. I like my gun.
from the album A Promise by Shoo Shoo would be improved if you gave Jamie Stewart 10 years of vocal lessons? Do you not think it would get in the way just a little bit, lessen the effect of the sheer emotional vulnerability in Jamie's performance, lessen the equally relatable and morose Etiquette by Cassio Tone for the Painfully Alone?
Send a letter to mom and dad. Mom and dad, the money's running out.
Maybe you think these songs sound awful, but I don't. Is your word suddenly worth more than mine because you know how to make your songs so fucking crispy?
But if it's a horrible performance, it will always be horrible. We know this, but it's true because I get many mixes where the vocals, all I can really say is the vocal performance isn't good.
Jeff Mangum himself could come into this guy's studio and he would be sent out because he can't sing.
Same is true with guitar playing. Horrible choice of guitar tones. A lot of times, young recording engineers and mixers, they don't know how to get good guitar tone on their amps or even on their amp modeling software.
Okay, guitar tone. Have you ever heard of this murdering neo-Nazi called Burzum? I personally think that sounds awful, but a lot of people don't think so. A lot of people don't think so! But of course, the man who knows how to make everything sound super crispy has the right answer, folks!
You might be a really good musician. You might be saying, Graham, I'm a fantastic singer. I'm a fantastic guitar player. And that might be true. But your songs aren't any good.
Actually, no, he's not conflating crispy and good. He's just saying that his opinion is law. It really is. That's what he thinks.
Hate to break it to you, you got lame songs. You got songs that really aren't songs. They're like 4 bars of okay stuff. Intro. Verse 1 sounding different than verse 2. Instrumentation.
This is how you make a song sound good. There is no other way. Trust me, I am Graham.
You might be talented as a musician, but until you've developed the skill and craft of songwriting, you're never going to have a good mix. You're going to have a well-balanced mix of a decent recording, of a good performance, of a boring song.
I could just keep on repeating myself here. This is self-evident. This is stupid. What he's saying is so closed-minded and unsupportive. But the comments are so full of people who are so happy to have their dreams crushed by the whims of Graham.
And that will never sound compelling. It'll never hit hard in the chorus. It'll never jump out on the bridge because it wasn't written that way. It was just written. Or it's the same thing we've already heard. So there's usually 2 reasons why your recordings and mixes suck, and a lot of times it's either you as the performer, you're just not talented enough on that instrument, or you as the songwriter and arranger, it's just not a compelling song. It's not worth recording. And believe me, I'm speaking to myself here. There are so many times I want to record a new project. I just don't have any songs that are good enough to share.
No song is truly terrible enough to just throw away. That is just an awful mindset to get into. I actually made a video about that topic. It's called Your Music is Good Enough. Further reading in the description. Anyway, after that, he just spends a really long time saying that if you aren't good at singing, you should get someone else to do it for you, which I find a bit insulting, you know, personally. Who am I kidding? I find this whole video insulting.
Collaboration is the number one thing I'd beg of you to do. You'll really, really be glad you did. The number 2 way to get better recordings and mixes is really, really simple. Just get better at your craft, okay?
Have you ever felt untalented? Have you ever felt like your music isn't good enough? Well, Graham says, get better. Yep. Surprised no one else ever thinks of that.
Stop looking for a new plugin. Stop looking for a new technique.
Excuse me, Mr. Graham. What kind of reverb should I get for this song? No, shut up. Your music sucks. Get better. So we're just about done here. I'd just like to say, Graham, this isn't film. With film, you can be objective. You can mess up the shot. You can get things wrong. Characters can make dumb decisions that don't make sense. You can have continuity errors. But music doesn't have mistakes like that. You just have comparison points. Like, you can describe a piece of work. You can say why you like it and why you don't like it, and those reasons can be valid. But if you tell someone else who disagrees with you these things, they'll probably say that all the reasons you dislike it are the reason they like it. Like, again, I really don't like Burzum. It hurts my ears. But he's amassed a bunch of followers that enjoy having their ears hurt. And who are you, Mr. Crispy Man, to judge? I didn't even talk about lo-fi music. Music that's mixed badly on purpose. That's purposefully uncrispy. When you listen to something like Tone Starts Bandit, will you start criticizing it for its poor recording and poor production? Like, yes, both of those things are true, but in this case, it wouldn't be a criticism. You're just a closed-minded idiot. I'm sorry. So that was Graham telling us how to make good music. I hope this was a very informative experience. Goodbye.